got it, baby. Let's go.
Man, this is nerve-wracking. All right, where was I at? All right. When I was about 3 or 4 years old, my dad left my mom and me for a reason only he could tell you. Mom, I know that had to be a tough time for you because every bit of it that I remember was tough for me, despite the fact that I never really understood at the time why you two would not get along or anything or knew what was going on. Even though I spent time with him years after he was no longer living with us, I never really felt the need to rely on him to do anything for me because I've always had you. I can count numerous occasions when I had high hopes of him becoming a good father, but it just never happened. I've never had a single thought of you not being a good mother for 1 second of my life, nor have I had a necessity of him playing a major part in my life because you've done more for me than I feel any two parents could. You fulfill all of your promises to me and teach me to do things the right way. And as far as things with my father, I eventually got to the point where anything having to do with him I never believed. But as years passed, the education of being a dependent continued to grow inside of me. And I began to see that me and my mom, in simple terms, didn't need him. We had each other. We still have each other. And we knew that we were going to be all right no matter what obstacles life threw at us. And to this day, we are still eluding and weathering the obstacles together. Through the years, I've heard many stories of single mothers telling their children negative things about their father. I can't remember a time where my mom has openly turned me against my father. In fact, when I was younger and spoke of him, she would tell me that she knows he loves me and that no matter what, he will always be my father. I thank you for that. It gave me comfort because there had been nights when I had questioned whether my own father loves me due to him leaving us, and I had secretly cried myself to sleep because of it. I never told you that. My mom would also say that any time I feel the need or want to talk to him that I could, and that he was only a phone call or a visit away. Even though I've never said this to my mom, I have learned a lot from her way of thinking when it comes to my father. For starters, it has taught me the importance of forgiving. I think this is a lesson that everyone here can learn from. My mom could feel sorrow and let many things my father has done to her be an excuse not to raise me right, but she does not. I took note of this and related it to the phrase, life is just too short. Life is too short to worry and complain about things that have already happened or things that you absolutely have no control of. For example, she does not waste time feeling sorry for herself because he left us, but instead works hard every day to allow us to have the comfortable life that we have, as a strong, determined woman should. Considering what you've been through, Mom, I'd say you're doing pretty damn good. Another lesson learned from the absence of my father and from you is responsibility. When I look back on how he left us, I'm motivated not to turn into the kind of man that he is. I feel that part of being a man is being responsible for your own actions and owning up to your mistakes, which in my eyes can go a long way. When I was younger, I used to get so scared whenever I did something wrong that I just wouldn't tell my mom or either wait for her to find out rather than just telling her up front. Sometimes I would even try to sleep so that I wouldn't have to deal with the fear of her finding out. Sometimes she always knew. I had to suffer the consequences. Just a little story for you. I'll never forget the day I broke my drum set when I was younger. Now, I don't know why, but at the time, I felt like it would be a good idea to get in the shower after I broke it. Don't know why, because I knew she'd find out. I guess I thought I wouldn't get in trouble because I would have been nowhere near the drum set when she found it. Needless to say, it wasn't a good idea. Pretty much ended with a drumstick, flick of the wrist on my mom's part, me still in the shower. And of course, me getting one step closer to learning to just own up to my mistakes. On a more serious note, what I feel is the most important aspect I've taken away from having only one parent is the importance of hard work. As you should know by now, I owe this to my mom as well. I'm constantly being reminded every day of how crucial it is to work hard at everything I do, whether it be through text messages she sends me, Post-it notes around the house, or just her preaching to me every day that I would get out exactly what I put into something. With my dad not being in the picture, my mom has been forced to do many things on her own, obviously. And quite frankly, I don't know how she doesn't. She manages to work all day, every day, and she has gone back to school more times than I can even try to remember. She went back to show me that it is possible to reach goals that you set for yourself. And just recently, after years and years of going back on and off, she received her master's degree while working full-time and raising her now 17-year-old son, who during the process wanted to do everything and more while he was growing up. Somebody give her a hand for that, please, because I don't think you. That's a tough load to handle, but she manages not to disappoint me or anyone else who knows her. I would not trade my life for anyone else's in the world. From the beginning, she has had the mindset that she's not going to allow me to be, in her words, any old way. And she's given me a path to achieve any goal that I plan to pursue. By her defying all odds, I'm aware that with the same work ethic that she has, I too can have any goal that I set at my fingertips. If she can overcome all the obstacles and come out on top while bringing me along with her for the ride, I truly believe anything is possible. I mean, look at me. I'm about to graduate from one of the best schools in not just the state of Ohio, but in the country, because of her relentless pursuit to open as many doors for me as possible. I'm now in a position where I have great friends, attend a great school, and have complete control over my future. I'm grateful more than words can show, Ma. I came to the U.S. my sophomore year to make things easier. My mom decided that it would be better for me because I began to focus on girls a little more than schoolwork while I was at Orange. That decision to make me come here, in my opinion, believe it or not, is probably the best thing that ever happened to me. And after 17 and a half years, I'm finally starting to feel some success and payoff of hard work, which is a feeling she's wanted me to have from the very beginning. If it had not been for US, I would not have met all the great friends that I have. I wouldn't be nearly as prepared for college as I am now. And I wouldn't be a part of the brotherhood and network that US has to offer. I mean, I'm going to remember you guys in the years I spent here for the rest of my life and try to keep as many friendships as I can. It's kind of a big deal. A lot different from now. I regretted coming here my first couple of months, mainly because I felt like I would never fit in or adjust to the work. Stuff is tough. But I did, and right now I could not imagine being anywhere else. I'd like to take this time to thank all the faculty members, teachers, coaches, and students who have helped me through this journey called high school. You guys have turned on a light for me, which has allowed me to see the world in a new perspective, to see my dreams in arm's reach, and to see that I can be somebody. I may not be the smartest kid, I may not be the best athlete, hell, I may not be the best at anything, I don't know. But the one thing I do know is that right now, in this moment, I have options, and that the only person that can stop me from being successful is me. I'm almost at the finish line, which will actually lead to the beginning of the rest of my life. It's been a long journey, but many of you in this auditorium today have helped me through it. Now standing up here reflecting on it all just scares me. It scares me to know that this time next year I'll be on my own, away from all the memories and all this here that I'm so used to. Despite the fear, though, I know I'll be all right, because as the great Notorious B.I.G. said, the sky is the limit, and you know you can have what you want, be what you want. And I got my mom. I'm chasing my dreams right now, and I know that one day I can catch them through hard work and focus. To wrap this up, I just want to say thank you one last time to all of you. And of course, being the mother's boy that I am, as you can see, not afraid to admit it, I thank you, Mom. I don't know how you're going to make it without me when I'm off to college next year. But I do want you to remember one thing out of everything I've said this morning. I love you. And I didn't just make it. We made it together. This isn't me. This is us that have made it here today. When I'm the one holding that diploma after my graduation, I want you to know that I never could have made it without you. Thank you and good morning.